If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Dejo, that's not good enough.
It's busy stuff in their faces eating.
Good food out here at High Tops, man. We encourage you. Every Monday night we are out here 7 o'clock at High Tops in Timonium. I encourage you, if you're listening right now and saying, boy, this sounds like a lot of fun, it is. It's a lot of fun. Come on out here next Monday night, 7 o'clock at High Tops. Brendan, we move on. We move on. No more about the loss. We move on now, and you got the Rams on Sunday.
You guys are saying the L word a little bit too much for my comfort.
I was just going to say, what loss?
It's like making me uncomfortable, all the L words coming out of your mouths.
Okay.
I think I'm going to smack the next person that says the L word.
Hey, Ness, what happened in the game yesterday? What are the Ravens doing?
Defeat. It was defeat.
That's right.
I tried.
Defeat's a little bit stronger than loss.
Right.
I was defeated.
Well, you might need to smack him. That's I'm saying that. You might need to. All right, the Rams on Sunday. Kenny Britt doesn't play for them, which is a nice thing, but they certainly have they're building something there. Sam Bradford, a quarterback on the rise, if you will.
Yeah, he's a good young quarterback, first round draft pick, all that stuff. But
does he give 110%?
Why wouldn't he? I mean, does he? I don't know. I didn't start. There's not really anything to scout yet. All the scouting will take place. Tonight I'll watch the Monday night game, and then all the scouting will start on Wednesday when we start breaking them down. But we played them last year in the preseason, and we had a fun game against them. We came out with the win, and I just think of the greatest show on turf when I think about the Rams.
Right.
But it's definitely going to be a good game for us this next week. I think anytime you come off of a defeat, you have a little bit more vigor about you, a little bit more sense of urgency, and you hone up on fundamentals and little things that you kind of get away from when you start winning and everything's going really good. So looking forward to a great game against them and Sam Bradford and all the weapons that they have. And maybe, I don't know if Jackson's going to be going there running back with I think he pulled his quad or something, so they're a beat up team right now. They're a hobbling team. They lost Amendola with an elbow, their receiver, and I know a bunch of other players are beat up on their side. So I think we have a lot of advantages. They're going to have a short week, and I think the only advantage, that like I mentioned earlier, would be that it's a home game for them.
Our old buddy Mark Clayton's on the pup list down there, not yet back on the roster. For you, I'm going to make the only comparison I can make. I played club football in college. We played on lacrosse turf. We would come up from plays, and I would literally, my arms would be bloody. I hated playing on the turf. Do you like playing on the turf in the fast track?
Yeah, well, I like grass. I'm not much, I never really liked playing on the turf. It was kind of funny in college. I had 10 sacks my senior year, all on grass. None on turf, so, it's kind of mental. It's in my head. And, at M&T, we got turf. They call it next turf. And half the teams in the league have turf. I'm a grass guy. I love the grass. But, yeah, last week at M&T when we beat the Steelers, I lost half my arm. Right here. My arm skinned off.
It just looks painful.
Yeah, I left like a little slice of ham on the field right there. But it's all right.
Somebody take a picture of that. Get a twit pic of that.
No one's allowed to take pictures of my DNA right now.
Well, the new turf's better than the old stuff. I mean, 10, 15 years ago,
they don't have the old turf anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that stuff was terrible. Guys were blowing out their knees left and right. So they don't have that anymore. And studies show that the next turf is just as safe as grass. I don't know if I believe that, but I think you get muscle pulls and stuff like that. Maybe not as many blown out knees, but muscle pulls, I think you might get those. And I tend to twist my ankles sometimes on turf as well. But the studies show that it's just as safe as grass. So that's cool that technology is regardless if you're on grass or turf, that technology is making the game the same as much as they can.
Are you really faster on turf? I mean, is the game really that much faster? You talk about the greatest show on turf, and when Michael Vick would play on turf, he always looked like he was he's just faster than everybody. But in general, it seems as though the game's a little bit faster.
Yeah, I think the game's faster, but I think it's harder to cut.
Okay.
It's harder to cut on the turf, but at the same time, I think the game is a little bit faster. And I think the biggest difference when you want to talk about a faster game, the night games are faster than the day games.
Okay.
So everybody gets a little bit more pumped up for a night game. It's a nationally televised game. I think the speed of the game is a little bit faster in a night game, more so than the difference I'm playing on turf or grass.
4 o'clock start. You guys hate those, don't you?
4 o'clock starts just kind of like
What do you do? I mean, you're just sitting around.
Well, what do you do when it's an 8 o'clock game? Or a 9 o'clock game when they have two primetime games at night, a 6 and a 9. But it's just one of those things. The scheduling's a little bit different. It throws you off a little bit, but you're going to get that national coverage, so it's not that bad.
Now, the last 2 weeks, you've faced a veteran quarterback, obviously Roethlisberger, which you guys know extremely well, and then Matt Hasselbeck. Now you have Sam Bradford, very talented, but a guy is young. He was a first-round pick, number 1 pick last year. And I know, and obviously things have changed now with the new CBA, but those rookie quarterbacks and those top draft picks getting those record-setting deals, does that give you any little incentive as a defense, extra incentive to really get after not just a young quarterback, but a guy who, hey, making more money than guys who've been around 10, 15 years?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that's just the way the league had been structured for years and years. So when a guy came in, you knew if you're, one of those lottery picks, one of those early picks, you're going to make more than anybody at your position. And the whole philosophy behind that was to drive up the prices, so the veterans would make more money. So then, Peyton Manning's next deal or Tom Brady's next deal, it had to be more than that rookie quarterback that's making more than you now. So, that was the philosophy behind that, even though it was a flawed system and money was leaving the system and actually hurt the game. And now I think we have it right. It's a bit better now. And unfortunately for Cam, he's got to, suffer the consequences of that and the quarterbacks that come out in the future. But I mean, let's make these guys earn their money now. I think the system is right. But you don't care what a guy makes when you're playing against him. You want to dominate a guy if he's $1 million guy or if he's a $10 million guy. You want to dominate him either way.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.